What's up, guys? Javen back for another show, or the spoken word hub, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, guys. As you can see, I'm in my Arsenal kit today, and the reason why is because we're going to be talking about something that you guys or everyone across the country, and it's been living under a rock the last few days about the tragedy of a young 14-year-old boy called Daniel Anjorin or Aljuran. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. Let me just say Daniel because that's his first name. So I don't want to butcher the surname. But he's unfortunately, he's unfortunately the victim of an attack, which I'll get into in a moment. Big up to Arsenal as well for paying tribute to him yesterday in Arsenal's 3-0 win over Bournemouth. Hopefully Arsenal go and win the league for him actually. Win it for all of us, but win it for him especially as well, because he's probably enjoying the season. 14-year-old, he's 14-year-old. He's probably never seen us win a Premier League title. Probably on course to see his first one. But do you know what I mean? I'll get into all that stuff properly. But the reason why I didn't record this show when it first happened. Now you guys may think I'm being a bit late. No, I don't, because it's still being talked about now. And I like things like this. I like to be very careful of when I talk about these things, because sometimes you have to wait for developments. You can't. Something happens, and it's eager to. As a person that likes to broadcast stuff and talk about like things that's happening in the world and news articles, sometimes you have to wait. You've got to be quite careful, because there's updates, there's like things that's happened, things that are sort of waiting to happen. We don't have the full answers, we don't have the full facts. To be honest, we still officially don't have the full facts, because even though we know things have happened, the person they're being held, is still being questioned, and I'll get into that. So let me just go back into just for clarity of what exactly has happened, because there's quite a few things. So let me just read this out. So on the 30th of April, 2024, a man crashed a van into a pedestrian and property in the suburban area of Hainault, which is in London, and proceeded to randomly attack people with what was described by witnesses as a samurai sword. One victim, a 14-year-old boy, was killed and 4 others were injured, including 2 police officers. A 36-year-old man was arrested at the scene after being struck by several taser sounds and tackled to the ground. So the 2024 Hainault sword attack, it was location, as I said, Hainault in London. The date was the 3rd of April, and the attack type was a stabbing, and the weapon was a samurai sword. And there was 1 death and 5 injured, including the suspect. So this is what happened, right? So on the 30th of April, between 6:50 and 7, residents of Hainault reported hearing screaming and shouting in the street, and police were called. Around this time, a man in a yellow hoodie had crashed a van into a home and also hitting a pedestrian, whereupon bystanders approached the vehicle under the assumption an accident had occurred. You all see something happens like that, you think, oh God, what's happening? Accident, right? The attacker, who was injured in the crash, exited the van and asked a woman where he was before pulling a sword from his trousers, oh my God, and proceeding to slash at the neck of a man he hit with the vehicle while yelling he was going to kill him. Then around 15 minutes later, the attacker forced his way into a family home. I mean, imagine that. That's scary, man. That time in the morning, imagine your house. So the attacker forced his way into a family home and attacked a 35-year-old man as he slept in his bed. Oh my Lord. The man's hand was seriously injured in the attack, and he lost large amounts of blood. And also the relatives of the man credited him for protecting his family from the attacker. I mean, that's what you have to, unfortunately, what you have to do as a man. I'm going to keep it real. Subsequently, the attacker began to approach a 14-year-old boy from behind as the boy was walked to school. And then, so people tried to warn the boy of the danger, but the witnesses claimed that he had headphones in, and so he probably couldn't hear them. And then the attacker slashed the boy's neck from behind and then stabbed him in the chest, fatally wounding him. And then 2 officers arrived at the scene, and approached the boy to try and help him, but the attacker appeared from a bush, prompting the officers to chase him. At one point, the attacker jumped out and slashed one of the officers as she lay on the ground and wounded the hand of the other officer. Throughout the spree, the attacker would climb over the gardens and garages of the residents and roam the area, evading the police. The witnesses claim that the man was shouting and swearing, and in video footage, guys, it says that the attacker was shouting, "Is there anybody here who believes in God?" And then around 7:22, officers were able to confront the attacker in a resident's driveway. Multiple tasers were deployed against the attacker, and he was subsequently tackled to the ground and arrested by a large number of police officers. And then you got unfortunately the victim. So one victim was killed, which is 14-year-old Daniel, and other 4 were injured. I mean, the injuries. Now, the investigation. So a 36-year-old man was arrested at the scene and later charged with murder. 2 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of causing GBH, aggravated burglary, and possession of a bladed article. Police who were initially unable to question the suspect, who was sent to a hospital due to injuries allegedly sustained in a vehicle crash. And then the Met Police said that the attack does not appear to be terror-related, and they did not believe it was a targeted attack. The motive for the sword attack is as yet unknown. Okay. Oh God. You see, so obviously rest in peace to Daniel. Rest in peace to him, because that's just awful. Like 14-year-old boy walking away to school, because he's on his way to school. So for those that don't know, it's irrelevant, but they mentioned that he was on a private school. It doesn't matter if it's a public school, private school. Well, he's on the way to his private school. He was in any trouble. He was just someone that was going about his business. I mean, that time in the morning, probably had like he's probably said goodbye to his mom. His mom wished him a good day at school. Because his mom's actually his mom's a teacher. I believe his mom's a teacher somewhere else. So obviously, she deals with other people's kids as well, and that's her son going to school, and then you'll never see him again. I mean, it's awful. It's awful. I knew already that the guy. I mean, I'm sorry, man. Like, so obviously they say it's not terror related, but my thing is, why can't we be open to discussion? That they're not. Why are we not open to why can we not have that discussion that he's possibly a terrorist? Possibly, because when I'm reading things like to drive the van into the vehicle into a house or this place and that place, that is what. When have we heard the incidents before? Like even like overseas, like in Belgium or I think in Paris and France, we have. What terrorists does sometimes, because there's different types of terrorists. Like we've got suicide bombers of like the London bombers in 7/7 back in 2005, but then they're different. But then we've got terrorists that, for example, like they will purposely drive their vehicle to try and to start the attack initially, and get people, and hopefully, and then what they're planning is to hopefully kill a few people or seriously injure them if they can't kill them. What happens is, people run to the scene thinking, "Oh my God, checking everybody's all right," and then that's a tactic that they've done on purpose. So then you go near them, you're vulnerable to both possibly getting killed by them as well now, because you're seeing if they're all right, but really they're the perpetrator. They've done it on purpose, and now they're gonna come after you, and then they could have a gun on them and start shooting you if you're in close range, or they have like a bladed weapon on them, like a knife, or in this case a sword, and then they start trying to stab people that are around them that are nearby, and that's what terrorists. Some terrorists do that. Why can't we be open to the discussion that they're possibly a terrorist? Like why? Like why can't we be open to this discussion? Like if his name, I mean, I'm sorry. Like if he was a darkest shade. I'm sorry, the long beard. And his name was Mahmoud or Shaheek or something like that, or this or Khan this. You know these stereotypical names you see. I'm telling you, this would be saying this is a terrorist attack. The person is white. Whoa, I say white, but obviously Hispanic or Brazilian mixed with Spanish or something like that. This guy's a terrorist, man. We like I tell you that, but I can't technically say that he's a terrorist. I can't say that. My bad. But like, because let's be open to discussion that he's a terrorist. Because if this was like a white person, I'm telling you, if you're a white Caucasian person, yeah, like what they normally do, they would say it's a mental illness. Mental illness in America, school shootings in the school. We don't say that. We don't actually say that. We never say that. Have that discussion that they're a terrorist. We say that they're mentally ill. It's that they've got a mental illness. Yeah, they're not well. There's something wrong with them, and then they're under this diminished responsibility. It's always the same. It's always the same kind of stuff, man. Always. Like, so. I mean, and then yeah, it's awful. So, you know. And then as for the. This is what's even more. This is what's disgusting as well. He's lost his life, unfortunately. His family's grieving. It's shocked the nation. And then we have the Sun newspaper that thinks it's acceptable. Guys, listen to this, right? Understand what I'm saying to you. So we've got the front page headline of Trent Alexander and his girlfriend. I don't know what that is. What's going on there? I don't care. To the side, a little section on the side of the left of it. This is and I quote, "Family's tribute to Sword Lad 14. How disgusting is that? Family's tributes to Sword Lad 14. What? What are you talking about? That doesn't even make no sense. What do you mean? What do you mean Sword Lad? What do you mean Sword Lad? What? If you didn't understand. If you didn't actually understand the context of what's happened, or no information about what has just occurred in the last few days, that could be easily interpreted as that he was the one that done this heinous crime. Sword Lad, like he was the one who done this atrocity. No, he's the victim of a tragic, heinous crime of another individual. That is at least 22 years older than him. He's a 14-year-old boy whose life been taken from him, suddenly, by a heinous act of a 36-year-old man who's now been held in custody, charged with murder. And then the people that some bad man person thought it was acceptable to write that, they scum. And then the editor, as for the editor that passed this, you're scum as well, man. You're scum. I think they know what they're doing. The Sun's got form, but even for I mean maybe I've got this wrong, but I think even by the Sun standards that's low. Even by the Sun standards, and we all know about the Sun. There's a reason why you can't get that newspaper in Liverpool after the Hillsborough incident back in the day. Sword Lad, what? Imagine his family seeing that. Like they've just tragically lost. His mum tragically just lost her son. 14-year-old boy that's going all the way to school, he's going about his law-abiding business, going to school to get education for his future, and now his life has just been taken from him by some scumbag. And then you can write in the days after Sword Lad. No. What do you mean sword lad? Like what? Is that a little casual like Jack the Lad? What do you mean sword lad? What the hell? These are scum. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were writing, man. If they're dirty, filth. Disgusting, man. It's just disgusting. Honestly, I say, horrible, man. Like yesterday again, I mentioned it at the start of the video. Yeah, big up to Arsenal for tributing him, because I hope Arsenal win the league, and for him, especially for him as well. Obviously, not in our hands. Hopefully, City just drop some points somewhere. But I hope do something. Hope they win it for him, man. Because that's horrible, man. Horrible. Yeah. my guy supports the team that I support, man. He knows that's how I know he was a smart kid, bro. He's going to school, he's doing his thing, and he supports the right team. And he's smart. I know he's smart, but even if he wasn't smart, that doesn't take away from the fact that he's been a victim of a heinous crime or some scumbag. And then the person's asking, does anyone believe in God? Like, I'm telling you, you should be open to discussion that it's a possible terror. We shouldn't be able to. How can we say it's not terror related and it's not? Yeah. And also, a lot of terror incidents are not also targeted. He could have been anybody. We saw there's more victims of the crime. Fortunately for them, they live to see another day. It was only this 14-year-old boy that unfortunately doesn't get to live another day. But there's more victims. But obviously he's going to get the main headline because he's unfortunately his life been taken. The other ones have had nasty injuries. And they're going to have psychological trauma, some of them, maybe. Even from the police, maybe. But, I mean, it's awful, man. It's awful. I just think it's low. I just think it's just sickening, man. That time in the morning, like, no one's safe, man. No one's safe. You got to have your wits about you, man. It's unfortunate. You know what's so tragic as well? That witnesses tried to warn him, but according to them, yeah, he had the earphones in. He listened to some music before school, can't hear nothing, and then he unfortunately he was attacked. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for him as well. But yeah, it's awful. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below. Like, listen to what I'm saying. Like, please comment. Yeah, comment in the section below. Like, shouldn't we open to discussion that it's possibly a terrorist attack? We can't call it that. We can't do that because we can't say it for definite now because I had a law, the system. So when I said he's a terrorist, I take it back because I can't say that, and I just said that just slipped out. Yeah, that slipped out. But like, can we open to the possibility of that discussion? Because I just know if you look like someone else, they'll be saying that instantly. I know this. I know this for a fact, man. You can't tell me otherwise. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't know what the son. I don't know what the person done. It's like, what is it? What do you? The son, I'm telling you, institutional. You know the institution is racist as well, man. I don't care what anyone tells me. You wanted to believe he's part of some gang so badly, so you couldn't ask to call him a sword lad. No, he wasn't a sword lad. Yes, he doesn't fit your negative stereotype. He's privately educated, yeah, which you don't expect from, yes, black people. Some black people in this country do have a bit of money to go to certain schools as well. You know, it's not just for white people. But he's gone there, and now you want to find a way to say that he's a sword lad. No, we don't all carry swords. We don't all carry knives, and that's not the majority of black people. Yeah. But I'm going on a tangent because it just angers me. It makes me angry. Guys, if you like this video, even though it's not a nice video, hit the like button anyway, please. It's very important. I want this video to get out there as well to as many people as possible. Like the video, please. It does for the algorithm. Only because for me, it's like I want there to be a discussion. Like, is it fair to have that open discussion? Should we be open-minded to the idea that it could be what people are not saying it is? Or is it only reserved? Do we have our different categories? If it's black, it's gang related. If it's brownish or complexion, it's terror. If it's white, it's mental illness. Is that it? The black boys are the poster boys for knife crime and gangs. White is supposed to poster face for psychological disorders or mental illnesses or whatever you want to call it, and then brown is extremism or it's terror related. Come on, man, don't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I was gonna bring up the definition of terrorist, but I can't be bothered, man. I can't be bothered, man. Yeah, you guys can search that yourself. It's quite clear in there. But anyway, guys, again, rest in peace to Daniel. Yeah, I hope Arsenal come on win the league for him as well. You know, that'd be nice for him. You know, he would have liked that. It's unfortunate, but yeah, and obviously his life in his future, and also condolences to his family as well, and also hope the other victims recover well from the incident as well, and we hope that this scumbag gets locked up, this menace to society gets locked up and put on the streets. I don't hear no excuses. How you saying? Do you believe in God? If you believe in, I don't know. Does he believe in God? Does he not? If he does, how can you say you didn't do these sick things, man? Nah, man, sickening. like the video, guys, and comment your thoughts below. And also, guys, if you're new around here, yeah, you can subscribe to this channel as well, because subscribe to this channel, be very grateful. Two way to 100, and then, you know, we move on from there. But anyway, guys, get you another time.